Great to welcome back to our book talk segment today. Man, he's written another one of his K. Hamilton series. This one is called K Street. We're joined today by M.A. Lawson on the telephone. And Mike, good to talk with you again. How are you?
Yes, good talking to you also. I was just down in your area about a year ago. It's lovely around there.
Now, where are you based?
In Seattle.
Seattle, that's right. I thought, okay, I have relatives out there. It's nice out there, but you'd rather be in Florida in the winter than Seattle, right?
I definitely would.
Well, congratulations not only on this book, but the series with your character K. Hamilton. That's really kind of taken off, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to write it, and I've really enjoyed the people I've worked with on the books, and Blue Rider, and so it's been great.
Just for those folks maybe not with us before or not as familiar, she's a former agent with the Drug Enforcement Agency, right?
Yeah, Kay is, and in the first book, she actually gets fired from the DEA, and then she ends up in D.C. for the next two books, for Viking Bay and for K Street.
And that's where the fun begins, in Washington, D.C., right?
Well, I always think so. I always call it a target-rich environment because there's so much, silliness and corruption and heroic things and whatever going on that you can always come up with the idea for the next book.
And K Street is an actual street in Washington, D.C., right? Right
yeah,
near the
Capitol.
Yeah,
it's the location of Kay's offices. And, the books in that series have all had some place in the book for the title. Rosarito Beach was the first one down in Mexico, and then Viking Bay is actually a place in England, and then K Street, of course, is K Street.
Yeah, she's in a covert intelligence agency. That's where she is in this book, right? What she's doing now?
Yeah. Yeah, she's working for a group called the Callahan Group, which is sort of an off-the-books intelligence group.
I don't like to give too much away, but just from reading the book, she kind of stumbles into something where a robbery's going on, right? Yeah,
and the book starts off with her, interrupting a robbery in progress where her boss is shot and a couple of people are killed, and they take a safe from there, and she can't figure out, why they take a safe. There's not money in it. It's something related to an intelligence operation, and goes from there and gets her tangled up with the NSA and Chinese intelligence apparatus here in D.C. And so that's the main place the story goes after she interrupts this robbery in progress.
Kind of throws her right in the middle of it at that point. She didn't intend to get involved, though, right? She was just going in that building to visit or something, right?
Well, actually, she was going in to quit.
Right.
In the first book, she got started with the Callahan Group, and the guy that runs it's a charming but untrustworthy kind of guy, and he's constantly lying, and she decides she'd had enough, and she walks in and decides to quit, and that's when she finds the guy's been shot and decides she needs to do something about that.
When you write a plot like this, you're dealing with, of course, secretive agencies. I know you're in your career. You've had some background in that, but I guess do you have to make up a lot of things, or can you kind of use your experience to come up with plot lines?
Well, I mean, almost all of my books have got some basis in reality. There's something that I'd read or it just caught my attention that was interesting to me, and I worked in D.C. and I spent a lot of time back there, during my career, and most of my familiarity is with the Navy and the military, but like in this book with the NSA, it requires a certain amount of research and to get some feel for the organization and its structure and what they do and that kind of thing, and so as you're, at least the way I do it, is as I'm writing, I'll come to a place where I need to go off and learn something and, get the facts straight in the book and, take a trip or do whatever I need to do to get a feel for it, how I'm going to put that into the plot.
Can you get information from the NSA? Because they don't know if they're giving it out.
No, I actually know a guy that worked for NSA, but in this book I get a little bit into the structure of it and a description of the organization, but not too much beyond it, other than what most people are aware of in terms of intelligence gathering.
Again, without giving too much away, what kind of obstacles does your character Kay Hamilton run into in this book that the readers would find interesting? Well,
in this book, I mean, she's actually, pitted against both the NSA and the Chinese intelligence apparatus, and the NSA has its own reasons for not wanting her to pursue this case, and the guy she's after are actually people in the Chinese intelligence that actually stole the stuff that's in this the safe that Callahan has, and so the obstacle she's overcoming or dealing with, her own government that's trying to stop her, the Chinese, and then the guy who actually robbed the safe, who's a fairly skilled blue-collar bank robber.
Has she changed a lot? This is the third installment from when you first wrote the character. I guess she would, right? Evolve a bit, right?
Well, I mean, the evolution, I mean, in terms of her personality is probably pretty much still the same. I mean, she's still kind of aggressive and off on her own doing things and kind of unstoppable. She's somebody that doesn't play very well with others and has a little problem with authority. But the main change has been in going from an organization like the DEA, which is a legitimate agency, to doing what she does in K Street, where she's working for somebody that's off the books. So I guess that's the main respect in which the character is changing in terms of the kind of job she's doing, and I'm not sure what she's going to do next.
Do you find, I guess you've probably been asked this a lot, but I'll ask it again anyway, writing a female character, obviously you're a guy, is that an extra challenge for you, or is it kind of fun for you to do that?
Well, it was fun. I mean, what I do with the character, and I've been asked this question before, I don't think all females are alike, obviously. They all have different personalities, and so what I was looking for with Kay was a personality set. I mean, in terms of her integrity and her she's self-driven and she's aggressive, and at the same time she's extremely flawed in terms of how she gets along with other people. And so it was really more of a personality I was after. Like Kay, and there's not too much mentioned in K Street, but she's got a daughter. Well, she's a horrible mother, and I like flawed characters. But as far as the part, I was really writing, for this particular kind of personality. It was kind of funny in the first book. The daughter's very much involved, and I have a son. But I had no idea what it would be like raising a teenage daughter, and I actually spent about an hour on the phone, or an hour and a half, talking to a friend of mine who has a daughter that age, and that actually was very helpful to me in terms of writing that character.
Oh, great! Yeah, I would think even though it's a female character, you still put some of yourself in all your characters, right? So there's got to be part of your personality in Kay.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, in my DeMarco series, there's much more of me in that series. I mean, the character is basically, kind of thinks the way I do and reacts the way I probably would. In the case of Kay, I think maybe the part of her that I would be reflected in is probably her lack of doubt in the institution she's working for, a certain amount of cynicism. But there's probably more of my own personality in my other series than there is in K Street. Yeah,
Joe DeMarco is the other series that Mike's written, very successful there. I guess you have 11 in that one, so you got to do some catching up, right?
Yeah, that's good.
But, again, a great new addition to the Kay Hamilton series. This one is called K Street, involving espionage and undercover and the NSA, and it's a great read again. And, Mike, give out your website for the folks that can get more information about you or the book.
Yeah, my website's MikeLawsonBooks.com, and on the website there's places where I'll be doing signings. Now that the book is coming out today, and more information on all the books and the background on them and that sort of thing.
Great, and if you do head down to Florida sometime on a book tour, please look us up. Love to have you on again, but definitely for the next book we'll have you back on. But thanks for being with us today.
Well, I have to get down there, like you said, right now when the weather's good, so I can go play golf down there. There's nothing but raining up here.
That's it, yeah. Not much golf weather up your way till about May, probably, right?
Yeah, it kind of seems like it.
Mike, good talking with you. Again, the name of the book is K Street, and we'll talk to you again. Thanks for being with us.
Okay, well, thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
I'm Stan Brock. 30 years ago, I formed Remote Area Medical to help people overseas. But then we found generations of families in America isolated by poverty from the health care they need. Together, we can take dental, vision, and medical help to 1 million adults and their kids, right here at home in the United States of America.
If you'd like to order the book we're talking about, please go to DougMilesMedia.com and enter the author's name in the Amazon search box. Thank you for listening. Please come back soon for more conversations here at DougMilesMedia.com. This has been a presentation of Doug Miles Media, all rights reserved. You can listen to or download previous programs at iTunes, Stitcher.com, or Doug Miles Media.